Recording.
Get started.
So anyways, we are Beyond the Routine, part of the 801 FM family, which is also a continuation of the show that you saw before us, which was Femme Fatalicast. I like to call it our sister show for various reasons.
Literal reasons in Jesse's
It makes sense. So yes, 801fm.com is who we represent, and our specific show is Beyond the Routine. I'm one of the hosts. I'm Jesse.
I'm Jones.
And also we normally have a what we call an intern host.
Intern host.
He joins us every week when we record. Dave.
Sometimes Dave.
Yeah. The only problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes Dave. That's what I like to refer to him. It makes sense because he's not a full-time host. Sometimes Dave.
He's sometimes Dave.
So anyways, he couldn't make it to here. We kind of razzed him. We did a live taping of our show last night in the studio right after FanXperience, and we kind of razzed him a little bit, so we may have lost him because he actually stormed out of the show
He left early.
10 minutes before the show ended. So we may have lost him.
Multiple expletives with my name at the end of it as he was walking down the hall.
Maybe no times Dave?
Yeah, now he's just not at all Dave, maybe.
Oh dear. So we'll see. We're going to have to try to butter him up to see if we can come back. But we have had on our show before Eric. Eric, he's our gadget intern. We've had him once before. Normally we can't have him on because he actually works those nights. But I think after the events of last night, Eric, you need to quit your job and be on our show regularly now because we are minus a guy.
And mind you, we don't pay our interns.
Oh dear. That might not go over so well.
So anyways, like I said, Eric, this is our gadget intern. You want to say anything, Eric?
Hi, I'm Eric.
That's very good.
Yeah,
of course,
that's what I say.
Because we are part of the 801 FM, representing the 801fm.com online streaming radio, we do have other 801 FM personalities, which are probably more experienced in this than we are. We're a fairly new podcast. We started in December.
We're just babies.
Yeah, we are. So we're still growing and everything, but we have these guys over to the right. I'm going to give them just a minute to talk about who they are and what they do.
A little bit older babies.
Yeah, I've been doing this for about a year and a half, mostly not on 801 FM. I just started that not long ago with my show, What Was That? My name is Johnny. What Was That is paranormal. My goal is to do that once a month. Fill the other times with my first show, which is called Pop Culture Massacre, where Max and I just talk anything that really strikes our interest that's semi-current. But yeah, my shows are Saturday nights, 8 to 10 p.m. on 801fm.com.
My name is Kean. I have two shows. I do A-Holes by Society with the A-Hole Who Isn't Here,
Yes, Cuervo.
which is on Tuesdays from 8 to 10.
So on this one, are we just going to refer to you as the a-hole?
No, I'm,
He's the only representing a-hole.
I also have my own show on Fridays that should be starting today here live at our booth.
Yes, we
2600.
have the technology.
It's Lost Generation with me and my friend Sean.
Excellent. And you're also kind of run the board for some of the other shows.
Oh, yeah.
When you need to. Kind of the intern for 801 FM, so to speak.
So wait a minute, the show you're doing today, maybe this is the first time I've heard of it. Is this just premiering today?
Yeah,
First
first
time.
show.
Oh, so come check out the booth. When is that happening?
It's at 4.
4 p.m.
Or at the
To
801
6.
FM.
Thanks to
At
the
the 801
magic
FM.
of Jones.
Yes. The Jones
magic.
has enabled the stream to be live from our booth. So anybody interested in getting out there to be streamed out to the internet live at 801fm.com, come see our booth, 801 FM. What is it, 2600?
2600.
2600, booth number 2600. So, all right.
The other thing is I want to introduce Tui. He was on the last panel, so you guys who were stick around may know him. Did you have anything else to say, Tui? Well, what else do you do here?
I listen to awesome shows like Beyond the Routine and 801 FM. I have my own show. It's on Wednesday mornings. It's called West Side Shaman.
West Side Shaman, yes.
Spirituality from the streets.
It's a good show.
But yeah, I'm glad you guys are here.
Thank you.
I'm just filling in for Cuervo because I went to go relieve him at the booth
And he couldn't walk.
So
You can say it, he couldn't walk.
yeah, he couldn't walk.
Is it that bad holding down the table? Is it easy?
He likes doing it. He didn't want to leave.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Wow.
He wanted to stay there and sell stuff at the table. Well, he's hanging out with Skunk too, and that's fun.
Skunk Bowl.
Skunk Pool.
Yes.
So anyways, we're going to kind of kick off the show, talk a little bit about FanXperience and how things are going so far. It's been a little crazy for us because, we are vendors and press, so a lot of us haven't been able to see that much.
And guests now.
Yeah, I have a
Yeah,
guest one.
yeah, I know. Can you
Green,
believe this? I mean, how many
yellow.
freaking passes do we need to have here?
A lot.
And
At least 12 more.
Well, that's
a beer
yeah,
pass
you can
too.
do
I
that.
mean, I'm going to be very decorated at the end of this. This
Souvenirs
weekend.
is what we like to call them, Jesse.
Christmas tree.
Souvenirs.
Yeah. Yes, it will be make very nice souvenirs. So, anyways, yeah, I want to kind of go down and see what everyone else has seen at Comic-Con FanX. Of course, Femme Fatalic has already talked about FanX, so we don't need to, I guess, retouch on any of the things that they talked about. But some of the other things that maybe you guys want to talk about that you've seen, hate, like, dislike, or that that we need to make sure that that the people who haven't gone and seen these things need to go check out
There's one
as soon as
thing that
possible.
I didn't see yet that I saw last year, and I think they're here, but the 3D printers.
Oh,
I saw
Are they-
that
yes.
yesterday.
Ooh.
Yeah, I walked by one of them. I haven't actually checked it out yet, though.
That is technology that must be bought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Eric, you don't
my-
have one yet.
My brother-in-law
Thanks.
has an inexpensive one. I think that he bought for like $1,000 or something like that.
Have him use it to print a better one.
That's what his plan was. He originally bought it to print another 3D printer, but
There you
it didn't
go.
work out so well.
That'd be interesting. 3D print another 3D printer.
Yeah, they could order.
Procreating.
One of the stories that I pulled out for our live taping last night that we didn't get around to, we probably won't touch on there, but did you know a 3D printer went on sale on Kickstarter? Well, the company went on sale for Kickstarter. We've talked about Kickstarter a few times on our show. A $299 mini 3D printer. They met its Kickstarter goal in 11 minutes.
Wow.
Wow.
Wait,
Yeah,
that's
so
$300?
yeah,
$300
It's not very
3D
big.
printer?
So I mean, it's just
You can
yay
print
high.
like chess pieces.
I
Yeah,
want
so
one.
chess
so that's
pieces.
about
I am
it.
still
Cool.
making my own toys.
Right.
Yeah, I would print toys with it, probably.
And it would be perfect for
Action
that.
figures.
Yeah, it would. So yeah, I think that's interesting. So anything else, Tui, that
No, not that I can think of. I mean, just looking for. I've kind of spent most of my time at the booth, at our booth, and so we're by the female cosplayers.
Yes.
They don't have-
Cosplay core.
I've heard stories.
Cosplay core.
Oh, there wasn't any at the end of that, was there? So it wasn't cosplay course.
Not yet.
Oh, and the DeLorean and the Adam West Batmobile were the highlights of my day.
Very good.
Yeah, I haven't actually gone and checked those out yet. In fact, I haven't really walked any of the convention floor yet.
Yeah, you've kind of done panels and
Yeah.
celebrity appearances.
It's been
photo
very
ops.
busy.
And the Legos. Legos.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Great.
the
They're
Legos was
the
awesome.
local. I can't remember their official group name, but they're like just Lego geeks that kind of meet up as a club and they just build stuff.
Now,
There's
I-
a Helm's Deep. There's
Ah.
like the Eye of the
Really?
Tower of Sauron. It's awesome.
Okay, I remember seeing those
So
last
cool.
year. So is it a lot?
Same stuff.
It's the same
a
stuff.
lot of the same stuff, but it's still good. They've added more.
Okay.
They've added more. Yeah.
Now you haven't seen much of FanX yet. You've literally just walked into this morning.
Literally just walked in the
And you
door and
didn't
walked
attend
here.
last year.
No, I did not. So I'm new here.
Okay. What about you, Jones? What are you digging at FanX this year?
Basically, I've kind of same as Tui, been just at the booth, so to speak, man in the booth. But I did manage to catch a pretty cool panel yesterday. It was Xbox One versus PS4 panel. The Geek Show
Ooh.
guys, 3 of the Geek Show guys were there doing that.
Who was left standing?
That was the kind of the thing is they weren't really in for an all-out grudge match about it. They kind of just basically stated their opinions of each one and said we like them both, we all own both, and hurrah to both companies for coming out with
Who
great
has that
products.
much money?
Yeah, right.
Geek Show guys, obviously.
Well, didn't you guys do a little like comparison?
Yeah, we
On
did
one of
on
the earlier
one of our
shows.
earlier shows.
So we've
we did
already
a
covered on
comparison.
our show.
Yeah.
They just copied
They're
us.
just catching up, so I'm just,
Behind the curve.
and that was kind of the whole time I'm sitting there, did that, and did that, and they look at me. They didn't like hecklers in the audience.
The other team did that.
We did that already. So no, that was really the biggest thing that I did yesterday was that panel. And so, Johnny, what about you?
I around the floor a little bit. I made it to the History of the Haunted Mansion panel.
How was that?
Oh,
I
actually, I was
really
curious
enjoyed
about that,
It was-
especially.
the room was like 3 times the size because they had basically the same panel last time, but they packed that room, and there was a little more than last time. And luckily, the next panel canceled, so we got to sit around and talk to the guy, the Disney
And
historian.
he's an official Disney historian who does that. Yeah.
And he was more than happy to sit there and talk to people. It was just really fun. Apparently, the guy that did the voice for Rhino in Bolt was in the audience,
Oh,
so that was interesting. But I've seen some great vendors. I've seen vinyl stickers that I'm going to go and buy. I almost passed up a toy that I just had to get because I knew if I didn't get it, it would be gone. I like how there's so much more space. They're letting people in more than just one bottleneck entrance.
Right.
It seems like such.
They learned from their mistakes last year.
Well, it wasn't a mistake so much as they just weren't prepared for the amount of people. It was nuts.
Do you guys know, have they filled the entire South Palace this time, or is there still space that they could expand to?
No,
No, we
use
have
the
everything.
entire building.
They are using the entire
Not
building?
at all, baby.
Wow.
The whole
All of
thing.
it.
Wow.
Now, I can say one thing with Kean. He played a lot of chess yesterday at our booth. We had a
Yeah.
Simpsons chessboard set up, and little kids, I mean, like 5 and 6 years old, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah.
Came up and started playing and did go back and forth. And man, there's a lot of young kids out there that know how to play chess. Some of them were really good. But what else, Kean? What else did you like about the show?
Yeah, this is your first time.
I didn't really get to see any panels yesterday. I just kind of walked around the floor and sat at the booth.
So there you have it.
Now,
Man, a few words.
yeah. One thing I'll say, Eric and I actually have a unique perspective on this a little bit because we're actually regular attendees of San Diego Comic-Con, which is the big international Comic-Con. I call it the real Comic-Con.
Yeah. Boo. Hey, it'd be cool if it came here and stayed here.
It is here.
Yeah,
So it's
that-
gonna
We'll have
I
that
don't
passed
think
up
that's
next
solid.
year.
surpass them.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get it big here.
I'm so happy with
No
the
more.
Salt Lake Comic Con for sure.
Oh, yeah,
I've
yeah.
heard
It's
from-
great.
I've heard from everyone that goes to San Diego that this one's better.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, San Diego Comic-Con, you got lines for every panel you're in, and you got to, if there's any celebrity at any of the panels, you're probably going to have to make sure you get in line at least 2 hours beforehand, and that's minor panels.
I think we have a line out there. They're just not letting them in.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the refreshing thing here is you can walk into just any panel just about and get in. You can see what you want to see here.
So you probably have to like schedule your day out a lot more at San Diego.
Oh yeah, and you can't even schedule it either because there's no guarantee. The way it works, you could be in line with thousands and thousands of people, and you don't know if you're going to get into a panel because they allow people. When you get in the panel, you sit there, and if everybody decides to stay, once the panel ends, they won't let anybody else in.
They don't clear the room.
They don't clear the room or anything like that. So there's no guarantee that you're going to get into any panel. We did the 2 years ago. We wanted to do the Firefly reunion,
Oh, cool.
and we were excited for that. 4 hours early we arrived, right? And we thought we were going to have plenty of time. No, the line was already capped out for it.
People have
Couldn't
been
get
there
into it.
24 hours.
Yeah. 2 years ago, we went to go, the famous Hall H is where the big giant room where they have all the big panels, 6 hours we were in line for Hall H two years ago, right?
No, thank you.
Yeah, that was a long, grueling
And I know
day
geeks
out.
they might want to see a panel at 8 o'clock at night and go there at 9 o'clock in the morning and just stay in the room just so they can make sure.
That's what they're
that
going
they're
to
in
do.
there.
Well, that's what we were talking about with some of the people in line. They said, that's not very fair because some of these people are getting in line and camping out for panels that are at the end of the night. Just so that they know they can get a seat, and then they sit there for panels that they don't care about.
So last year for the Stan Lee panel, they cleared the room because William Shatner was right before, which
Minus press and VIPs.
So they cleared everyone out, but press and VIP could stay, and then they let everybody back in the line that, however they organized the line.
So this real Comic-Con, as you're referring to.
Yeah, you know what? That's not true. We got to stay in the room.
You did?
Yeah,
You stayed in from Shatner and stayed for Stan Lee?
yeah.
Are you a VIP?
Oh well, yes, I'm always a VIP,
Oh,
but
that's
I mean,
That's why we just said.
VIP and press.
no, I did
VIP.
not have a VIP pass. No,
Ah,
I was just general. But yeah, they let us stay.
all right.
A loop.
Interesting. Well, from what Jesse's told me about his past experiences of all Comic-Cons, real Comic-Cons, it sounds like it's more stand-in-line con.
Well, yeah.
There is a lot of stand-in-line
You
con.
spend more time standing in line than doing much else, really. So.
Totally worth the money.
And here's the thing: I said six hours. Last year, we thought we were going to come more prepared. We got in line a couple hours even before the convention hall started. The line was just miles long, basically, and we thought we'd still have a chance of getting in. Oh boy, we were dead wrong. 8.5 hours this last year.
And then you don't get to
standing
do
in line.
anything after standing in line for 8.5 hours. I'm
Is it
sorry.
worth it?
Why do you keep giving them your money?
Cause
It really
it's still,
It's just
it's
asinine in my opinion.
Comic-Con. I'm
Yeah.
still going. I got tickets this year. I'm going again.
So do I.
I'm hoping
Here,
for, I'm hoping
take my
for,
money and make me stand in a line and not guarantee me
I'm
anything.
hoping for a 10-hour line this year.
Yeah.
They might as well up the
And
ante.
not give you anything. Excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen, the eternal optimist.
So basically, from a fan standpoint though, let's talk about the celebrity aspect between the two. I think for this last year being the first year, the celebrity list we got this year was absolutely awesome.
Oh yeah, it's actually amazing.
You know,
The
and
people
then,
they got this year.
so I mean, what do you think comparison-wise, celebs at San Diego Comic-Con to the Salt Lake Comic-Con?
Well, it's different. I mean, there's actually a lot more celebrities that you'll see at San Diego Comic-Con or that will be there. But the problem is not very many of them. Only a certain amount are actually up in the autograph booths and
Okay.
photo op booths. A lot of them are showing off their new current TVs and movie shows. You know, like Game of Thrones. I don't know if any of those actors ever did autographs or anything, but they were showing off their new film and everything. The X-Men Days of Future Past. They had the entire cast out there for that, and I don't think that anybody. In fact, that was a surprise panel too. I don't think anyone knew that they were going to be seeing that. It just said Fox to be announced on the schedule.
Okay.
So there are more celebrities there, but I don't know that there's that many that you can see. And of course, they don't put as much. They don't put as much on the autograph and signing on there because they're in a booth that you almost don't even know where it's at. It's kind of tucked away in the corner. It's actually over by the registration and behind a wall, and you almost don't even know that they're there. You know, you got to specifically look for it on the map and go find them if you're going to see them there. And but then of course they have other ones that are actually booked in the vendor booths themselves. Like a lot of the Star Trek cast, I did get to see some of them, but I just walked by them casually and didn't realize they were there, like Brent Spiner and LeVar Burton. And
Because they don't advertise those like with big signs like they have here, so to speak.
yeah, they don't. They're not booked in their own little their booths.
Right.
But they're there with either the artist booths or so forth. And what was funny is we saw them there, and we thought it was pretty cool that they were there, and we just kind of walked in it was a booth that just had Star Trek and sci-fi art and everything in there. And I'm walking around and I'm talking to Eric, and I said, God, you know what? I'm just realized I just looked over and LeVar Burton is only 3 feet away from me. And there's just this little like gate in front of me. I wonder if anything had happened if I just reach over and just start rubbing his head.
That's not weird.
Yeah.
That's not creepy at all.
At all.
But he's just right there.
Wait,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to do that?
That's
They
a
frown
no-no.
upon that?
So, but anyways, I never did talk to them and everything. Now I've actually met some of them. I got a picture with the entire Star Trek Next Gen crew who's here.
And got it signed by most of them too,
Yes,
right?
I'm only missing 2 on there. I just need to get
Bravo,
Jonathan
my
Frakes
friend,
and
bravo.
Brent Spiner. So yeah, that's really
Excellent.
cool that I
Very
got
cool.
here.
Well, on our show, Beyond the Routine, we like to throw in our gadget intern every so often when he can make it, and also do our own gadget reviews. That's one of the things we kind of like to do because we do love technology and gadgets and things like that. And so I think we're going to go ahead and have Eric give us a quick review of the Amazon Fire TV, new release from Amazon set-top box, and then we'll kind of field questions from the panelists here and then the audience as well. So, Eric, give us a rundown on the Fire.
Okay, so Amazon decided just recently that they were going to, I guess, put their hat in to the media streamers. You guys have all heard of Apple TV, you've heard of the Rokus and stuff like that. Well, Amazon Fire TV is Amazon's media streamer. And if you've had a Roku, if you have an Apple TV, there's very big similarities with the Amazon Fire TV. There's apps like Netflix, there's Pandora's on it, Hulu's on it, and then obviously Amazon. Now, the big thing when you get the Amazon Fire TV that they have with it is voice search. That's kind of one of the things they're touting with it. I don't know if you've seen the commercials with it. It's got, what's his face?
I
Oh, I
have
love
not
that
seen the
guy.
commercials.
Gary Busey, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, jeez. Gary Busey, and he gets up there and he's holding the remote, and there's a little button on it that you can push, and it has voice search. You push the button and you talk to it. You can say the name of shows, you can say the name of actors, directors, all sorts of things. And what Amazon Fire TV does is it returns the search results. It is awesome. That is an awesome feature.
So it's the first media streamer you've seen that actually has a voice search?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
You got the Roku. Roku has a search, and Roku's search in it is an all-inclusive search. Like if you search for something, it'll show you the results for Netflix. It shows you the results for Amazon, Instant. It shows you the results for Hulu. One of the downfalls I found on the Amazon Fire TV is when you search with it, it mainly searches Amazon's environment. You sometimes get Hulu in there, and I just saw got a news thing that they're going to start including more things on it, but that's something that I found is kind of a bummer. It's one of the features they're really touting about it, and all you're doing is seeing their environment. So
yeah, that is annoying because consider, say if you have Netflix, a Netflix subscription, you've got the Netflix app installed on there. There's a movie that is available because of your Netflix subscription. Amazon, are they going to show up their paid-for version of their movie?
Yep.
Rather than showing you the Netflix one that you could get for free?
Absolutely.
Or that you've already paid for?
Yep, they will show you their paid-for one. So when you search for it, it brings up a result because Amazon has such a huge library, but you're only getting, the Amazon environment. You get some Hulu, but it's only the Amazon environment. Some other cool things about the device that kind of sets it apart from your typical streamer is Amazon has made it basically like a gaming machine. They are using the Android operating system to bring you a bunch of mobile games to your TV. Now, there's kind of a device out there that already does this, and it's the Ouya. And unfortunately, you kind of seen how that's gone. It hasn't been as successful.
The Ouya hasn't really taken off that well.
So, and I think a big reason why the Ouya hasn't been successful is because they're kind of small time. Where you have Amazon now, who is this big company. They have this big clout, and I think that they might have the ability to kind of bring that more mainstream, bring that to the audience, more big time games. Where the Ouya, you see a lot of small developers, small time people that are coming into the Ouya, where the Amazon Fire TV has the opportunity to bring in some big developers for this device. So it's actually, I played some of the games on it. They're actually not too bad. Another downfall I found about the Amazon Fire TV is, the actual streaming device itself costs, $99, which isn't out of the ordinary because you can go buy yourself a Roku or you can buy yourself an Apple TV and they are $99. But if you want to turn it into a gaming device, you have to buy the additional controller, which is $40.
And did you buy it?
I did, of course. Are you kidding me? Okay, and then
Hey,
another
Johnny
thing-
wants to rock. Hold on.
Oh boy, here we go.
Sorry, cut it,
Your
Jack.
cell phones off, please.
Another thing that's kind of a downer on it is in order to get the full functionality out of the Amazon Fire TV, you kind of have to have Amazon Prime, and that's $100 a year.
Yeah, they just raised the price to $100 a year now.
Yeah, so I know I'm telling you all these negatives about it, but if you're new to the scene, if you've never purchased an Apple TV or you're looking for something like that, or you've never purchased a Roku or any of those streaming devices, I would actually highly recommend going into the Amazon Fire TV.
Well, I guess the one thing that I'm seeing that sets it apart from all the other ones is the games, right? Because they have all the apps. So Roku has practically every, app, media streaming, music and video app out there, but they don't have games like this one does. But this one has them.
Roku has some games, but they're very small time. They're like, let's play chess or
Snake on the old Nokia phone.
Yeah, they're small time games, so they're nothing big. Whereas you get the Amazon Fire TV, you have like a controller, and the controller looks like an Xbox 360 controller. So you have capabilities of playing first-person shooters. One of the games that comes with it for free is kind of a first-person shooter that's a tower defense game. You basically walk out and you set up, towers to defend a point, and then you can go down there and you can shoot the monsters as a first-person perspective. It's actually kind of cool. Another really neat game that they've added to it is Minecraft. I know that's kind of been taken off with popularity recently. So, I mean, they have
Now,
a
is
lot
that
of
the full version of Minecraft? Or is
It-
it the Pocket Edition?
It's a pocket
It
edition.
is the Pocket Edition.
So
okay.
so you're gonna see
Same one that's on the mobile devices.
basically, yeah. Which is also a nice thing about this is if you have an Android device and you have the Amazon App Store, if you buy games on that Amazon App Store or you buy something through your Amazon Fire TV, you get it in both places.
Both places, yeah.
So that's kind of a plus.
So it ties into your account, and if you've already purchased it from the Amazon App Store, you've already got it basically.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, I mean, overall, if I was new to the media streaming device, I guess, environment, I would say go with the Amazon TV. It's the user interface is really smooth, not any lagging. It does a great job as far as when I go to a movie, particularly a movie or a TV show that is part of the Amazon content, they have something called ASAP, which basically means when you go to play a movie, there's no loading. It just instantly starts playing. You hit play and it starts playing. Whereas if you go to like Hulu or something like that, there's some loading time and then there's a little bit of buffering.
Buffering that happens, yeah.
It's a pretty cool device.
Now, does it do similar to what Netflix does in that case? Because Netflix, you have a little bit of loading, but instead of buffering, it gives you the lower quality playback at the first and then builds up the buffering while it's playing back in that lower quality?
Honestly, with Amazon's content, I haven't noticed that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm wondering if what Amazon's doing with this technology is the second you click on, like if I wanted to watch Family Guy, the second I click into Family Guy and I click into an episode, I'm wondering if it's preloading that episode, like it's caching the episode into the memory, and then the second I hit play, it just starts playing it.
Good.
So does it play in HD quality then?
It is playing. It does play in HD quality.
Yeah, talk about the actual technical specs of the device, what the outputs are and things like that.
Okay, well, the device is it's a quad-core processor. It's got 2 gigs of RAM. It's got HDMI out to give you 1080p, so you're getting full high-quality video out of it. One thing that I really liked about this device, and part of it is because I have like an older surround sound system, is it has optical audio output,
That's cool.
where your Roku doesn't. And that's a device, I mean, that's a really good device, but you're missing that.
It just uses, the Roku uses only the HDMI audio.
Only the HDMI audio, that's where you get your audio from.
So,
It also has a USB plug in the back of it, but the USB plug at this moment is,
doesn't do anything.
yeah.
So that'll be far more upgradable.
Yeah.
assuming.
I hope so, sooner than later, because the device, the inside of the device only has 8 gigs of hard drive space, and when you start putting games and stuff on it, you're gonna fill that up real quick.
Yeah.
So,
Excellent. Okay, well, do you want to turn it over to our panelists for questions?
sure.
One thing I want to say about it that kind of is a no-go for me, I heard it doesn't have HBO Go.
No, it does not. There's no support
Yeah.
for HBO Go right
And
now.
I do use that, so
Yeah, that's a yet, I'm sure.
I-
It's
I-
brand new.
yeah,
Yeah,
well,
I
I'm
imagine.
sure that'll come. But also, they don't have the Amazon streaming music.
No, they don't. They're
That's
lacking
surprising
music.
because it's Amazon service, not on their Amazon
Do
box.
they have any other streaming music like Pandora?
They do have Pandora
Yeah,
on there.
Pandora.
Yeah.
But they don't have their own. That's weird.
Mhm.
So what do you guys think? Do you guys have any questions or anything about it?
Johnny?
No, I'm just listening to all these things, thinking that's just for not me.
You're not a media set-top box guy?
No, not yet.
Do any of you guys have media set-top boxes?
No.
I was going to get the Roku. I was in the market for a Roku a few years ago, but then I also wanted a Blu-ray player. And at the time, and maybe this is still the case, but at the time, the PS3 had the best Blu-ray player on the market, and so I opted for that one.
A little bit more
And I wanted-
expensive option
And
than Roku.
Arkham Asylum was out, and I wanted to play that game.
Yeah, a little bit better of a gaming console than the Amazon Fire TV, I'll tell you that much.
So like I wanted to play. I'm not a big gamer, but I like some games. Like there's certain games that I'll play all the Batman games, and that was that was on PS3, and I wanted a Blu-ray player, so it kind of for my needs had all of that in one. But it did not have like streaming music or anything.
Yeah, I don't even play mobile games on my phone. Like, I could, but I don't see the point. I like real games.
Yeah.
Define real games.
Something more simple than Snake.
Oh.
Or I mean
More simple? I can say what about
Snake 2. More complicated
why
than
don't you hear
Snake. I think.
why don't you hear what I mean instead of what I say? New technology, guys.
There you go.
But like, I mean, what market would you recommend this type of device for?
I guess if you are a cable cutter, like if you are trying to get out of paying Comcast or DirecTV $100 a month for cable, and you want to, and you have services like Netflix and...
I haven't had cable for years because as soon as Netflix came out, it was like Netflix and Hulu, and I had so much content that I didn't need cable after that.
Yeah, and I guess, I mean, if you're a hardcore gamer, I would honestly suggest to stick with your PlayStation 4, your Xbox One, that sort of thing, because you're going to get a console and you're going to get these services out of it. But if you're not a gamer, if you're like
just a consumer of media,
but you're not super interested in gaming, but maybe you have some kids that you want to keep them preoccupied. Here's a controller, go.
because you can do some games on here, but
So.
it's mostly meant for like media streaming.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
The only thing that annoys me about, I don't have the next gen consoles yet, but I've got a 360 and PlayStation 4. I never use them for the media streaming apps because it takes forever to boot up the device for one thing.
I know.
And then the power output is unprecedented for what I need to use it for. So I use a Roku, you know, for that.
And you're happy
for
with
that
the Roku,
aspect.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Roku's a good device.
No complaints about it, really.
So anybody in the audience have any questions from the about the Fire TV? Anybody?
What's the price on it?
Well, the device just alone is $99. If you want the controller is $40. And then obviously, like I said, if you want Amazon Prime, which gets you a lot of videos and stuff, that's $100 a year. I mean, you get 2-day shipping with Amazon. I think that's cool.
2-day shipping and $3.99 1-day shipping. You can literally have it to your house the next day for $4.
Do they deliver it by a drone?
That would be cool.
In some markets,
Coming.
check local listings.
I'm excited for the Amazon Dash.
Yes, the Dash.
Do you want to talk about that briefly? What is the Amazon Dash, actually?
It's a little device that you would keep in, I guess, your kitchen.
Pantry, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And basically what it is if it's available in your market currently, I checked, at least where I live, it's not available. But
What is it?
It's a device that you can scan and order groceries with, I guess. So
Through
say
Amazon.
through Amazon, yes, it's through
Amazon wants to be your one-stop shop.
It's like Amazon Fresh is, I guess, the
So they're like the Walmart of the internet.
oh
Basically,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
they're
basically-
taking over.
So you run out of milk or whatever, you have your empty milk carton, you're like, I need another one of these, scan it by the under your counter through the wand or whatever, toss the milk carton, and then you're going to have another milk
And a
carton.
drone will drop it into
Yeah,
your
that would be cool. How fast does Amazon Fresh deliver? Is it just like a next day thing, or can they deliver like a few hours?
Basically the same thing. You can, if you're eligible in the area, it's same day delivery. If not, it's next day delivery.
Delivered
Yeah.
by drone or clone.
That would be cool.
Well, I choose clone.
Can you choose
You have
who the clone
drone
is?
holding the clone and the clone.
I want Jack Nicholson to deliver my
There's an
groceries.
option
That's what I was going to say, would you have that?
That would be awesome. You mean you don't want C-3PO coming to your...
No.
No? He's a chatterbox?
Oh, he's such a bitch.
Yeah, poor C-3PO.
He
Nobody
complains
likes
too
him.
much.
And that would make it lazy
He
if
does.
trying to find those little stupid fried onions every like once a year when I have to look for them.
Well, you
They
can...
always hide those things.
Yeah.
The French's fried onions.
You can talk to it too, so you can actually say stuff into it. You can say like,
Yeah, if it's
I want
like-
apples or something like
If
that.
you don't have something that has a barcode,
Yeah.
produce
How
or
you like
whatever,
them
can
apples?
order that as well. So
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
it's a neat device, and like I said, eventually Amazon will take over the world. We were worried about Google, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be
You
Amazon.
think it'll be Amazon?
Yeah.
It's one of
They're
the two.
getting your groceries, they're getting your same day deliveries, they're droning, cloning, moaning, what? No.
But
They're-
they don't
I
have glasses.
remember,
They're going to converge into Skynet. They're going to converge
I
into
don't know.
Skynet.
I'm still more
Joint
worried about
forces.
Google.
Terminators.
well,
I'm still
with
more-
the grocery ordering thing, I remember, 10, 15 years ago, I went to Disneyland and they had an interventions thing where they had, panels on the fridge and it automatically
Right.
read the
Yeah.
barcodes on all the items in the fridge. And so when you were out of something, it automatically, brought up a list of what you were out of. And
This
then
is
it
no
would
longer
come
in your
to you.
fridge.
Don't they have
Yeah.
what are they called? It's like smart homes,
Yeah.
Yes.
where it can like sense your body temperature and based on your mood or what it perceives your mood to be, it will play certain music that you
Music,
program.
adjust your thermostat.
Where do I
it'll
get
do
this?
everything.
Yeah, right?
That would be cool. I would like it so that I go in a room and the lights all turn on for me and everything gets accustomed to the way I like it. Oh, these lights are on. Oh, they dimmed like this because it's nighttime or something like that. Or the TV turned on because it's that time of day and my favorite show's on.
You want your house to be the computer on Enterprise.
Yeah, that would be
This is
cool.
my house
I want the
now.
doors to automatically open.
So what
Pretty
if you
soon
walked
they're
in and
gonna-
then somebody else came in? Would your moods fight?
That's, they got to figure that out.
Step in and out to get it to change?
The lights are dimming and turning on and on.
Sure.
It becomes a party in there,
Or
right?
if the two figures
I
are
like
very
that.
close together in
Yeah.
a horizontal position, it
Well,
dims
pretty
the
soon-
lights.
Oh, dear.
starts the mood
Wow. Yeah, we
music,
went
closes
there.
the curtains.
No, we were
when you want the walls
wrestling.
to
Cover the children's ears.
Pretty soon they're also going to have like monitors similar to for medical purposes, heart monitors. If you go into a heart attack, for example, it'll register and somebody, if you were alone, it'll register to 911 automatically and then
Yeah.
Yeah,
somebody
that would
will
be-
come
Well,
to your
the-
rescue.
Could I pay more for euthanization on that?
Let me go.
I feel better now.
I know your move.
I'm good.
You're on your way out.
The automatic, I fall
Well,
and I
the-
can't get up.
Yeah.
The Xbox One Connect actually has a heart monitor built into it, does it not? Can it not monitor your heart rate?
Yeah, I've seen things on it. I mean, I've not
You
seen
not
any
played with
use
it?
for it or any.
Well, the exercise.
Yeah, the exercise,
Games
the games, they will sense
supposedly
it to see if
utilize it.
your heart beat's where it's supposed to be.
If you're, not
You're
your
about to
heartbeat's not
die,
up,
stop.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's, I think it should also reward you at the end of a good workout by automatically ordering you a pizza.
I like that idea.
Amazon, bring me a pizza.
Talking to
Hook
the
it to my
guy.
Amazon account.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So, yeah, basically, this is kind of what we do on our show. We just talk about gadgets, talk about technology, movies. We do some movie reviews. We do a B-movie review every once in a while. We'll scroll through our Netflix list and pick a...
If I'm in the mood.
Yeah.
Sharknado.
otherwise, Jesse's feeling snarky. He just says, Breaking Bad episode 10, season 5. That's what we're watching.
I did a review of it.
Yes, you did. Bravo.
No, you guys are talking about how you're worried about Amazon taking over the world. I'm still worried about Google.
I'm not
They're-
worried about it. I'm waiting for it. I will
You-
submit.
You welcome our Amazon overlords.
Yes.
I'm still worried about Google. You talk about Amazon having drones. Google just bought a drone company.
Titan Aerospace.
Yes.
Yes.
It was a company Facebook was looking at.
Well,
Isn't that weird? What's
they're
Facebook
battling
need
now.
drones for?
I don't know. And
They actually did. They acquired another one, not the
Right.
one
I've got
that
friends
Google
that
got,
do
and then Google bought one.
Yeah, they're battling back and forth. And you notice these amounts you're hearing these purchasing companies for, like Oculus. Facebook just bought them for, what, $19 billion?
Yeah.
And before that it was... remind me.
WhatsApp.
Yeah, WhatsApp for even more than that, 42.
They got WhatsApp, Instagram.
I mean, you're talking right there, two purchases, $61 billion. That number is just, to me, is ridiculous. Do they even bother bargaining? Or do they just come right out and be like, you know what, we want you. Well, how does 42 billion sound? And the guy, yeah, sure. Do they, or no, we won't settle for less than 43 billion.
Take
Is
my
there-
money.
It's just ridiculous the amount of companies and their amounts they're throwing at companies to buy. Google and Facebook are kind of competing in that sense, I think. They're just out there.
They're still holding out for AOL and Rocket Mail.
There you go. You got
Keep
mail.
holding it.
Keep holding.
Once AOL.com expires, I'm buying it. It will be
It
mine.
hasn't?
Not yet.
Are you gonna save Winamp?
Yes,
I
and I
miss
will
Winamp.
I will save them. I'm gonna go shoot for all the underdogs of the internet.
So we do have 5 minutes here before we got to wrap up. Do you want to talk about just one more article, give people a taste of our show?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah.
So I don't know if you guys read it. I kind of posted this article to a bunch of you guys, but I don't know if this is creepy or really cool for some reason. Restaurants now are toying with the idea of, say you Google them, which everyone does for a restaurant. You check it on Yelp, Foursquare or you check into the restaurant, you want to know more about their cuisine, how well they rate and everything. What if these restaurants are toying with the idea when they see a hit, either a check-in or them being Googled, they're going to actually Google you back. They're going to do some kind of small background check on you coming into the
Find out
restaurant.
if you're a crappy tipper so they can adjust their service.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
don't
could
let
be a
this
part
guy
of
in.
it.
For you, this
No,
happened.
they were talking more about knowing about your birthday and, well, that was the issue. Some people think that it is an invasion of privacy, and some are
I
like,
have
well, that's
nothing to
great, it's a
hide.
personal touch.
Google the heck out of me, I don't care.
Well, I mean, if
Ooh,
it's
I have.
Googling,
I've seen it all.
He's seen it all.
no comment on that.
Oh my.
Jesse, don't worry, you don't have to Google, you just know.
Right. I mean, you say invasion of privacy, but it's Google. It's all public information,
Right.
so it's
Right.
nothing really private. Really, I mean, it's going to be public data. But I mean, they want to tailor the experience to you. So the restaurant will maybe get ready and sing "Happy Birthday" to you if they know it's your birthday, or they may tailor the cuisine something specific you like normally on your foods. Or say if you come from a certain region or you have certain preferences, maybe there's a waiter who's also comes from the same place as you. They're going to tag you up with that
Do
waiter.
you know what they're using to Google search you? Is it like if you're signed into your Google account and doing Google searches from there?
Well,
Doing reverse, or are they doing like
Google
IP
knows.
address?
I understood it was basically based on Google Now.
Well, because I for that reason, a lot of times I'll do Google searches like unsigned in an account or in a different browser.
Right.
You know, if I want to search certain things that I don't want people to know.
Right.
You know.
Shady.
In private browsing, basically.
Yeah, there you go. What do they call it?
Incognito mode.
Porn mode.
Well, we know what Eric browses. There was no question.
Hey,
I
well.
didn't want Jones to know what I was looking at,
Oh.
but I found that tutu picture.
There was that.
I mean, that is a good question. If you Google, the restaurant can't necessarily know who that came from. It doesn't tag you in any way. But if you check in with like a Yelp or a Foursquare or something, that is tagged to a user ID, and they
Sure.
could figure out who you
They're
are.
looking at user IDs and things like that.
Right.
And a lot of times, Google Now is always associated with your smartphone device now, basically, as if you enable that. And when you do your voice search, do a quick voice search, find me a Mexican restaurant, something like that. It'll return the results in Google Now and show you the ratings and everything else. And then with it being connected to Google Now, it's then connected to your profile. So anything you have on your Google profile at that point, or your mobile profile, would be transmitted back to the restaurant in question. So.
Just curious.
So what do you guys think? Does that concern you at all that they may be, I mean, you always think about, yeah, of course we're going to Google and check out these companies ahead of time, but them
What if
checking
they
out
do
you.
it back?
I mean,
What if I get
we never think about that, really.
I spent hours a day trying to get Googled.
Actually, that's true. I kind of do too.
What is he talking about?
Well, when I would Google my name, I used to be, the first 2 pages were all me. I was big back then, but now there's more Jesse Hooksters
Back
out
in
there.
my day.
I'm just not as big.
Not so popular.
You're just not paying as much money to be at the top of the list.
It's
Yeah,
usually fun
I'm probably
to
not.
Google. Yeah.
So anyways, I think we're at the top, we're at the end. We're probably going to wrap it up.
Wrap it up. So again, we are Beyond the Routine. You can we have a Facebook, facebook.com/Beyond the Routine. We have a website, beyondtheroutine.com. You can send us show ideas, questions, feedback at beyondtheroutine.com.
Hail Amazon.
Yes, Amazon.
Our
Right now
almighty
to the-
load overlords.
And we are part of the 801fm.com, so check us
Yeah.
out at 801fm.com and see our other great programming and everything on shows. We're
We're live on Thursdays, 801fm.com, 8 to 10 p.m. directly after Rita Love and the Brothers.
Yeah.
Well, I saw Jayhawk. Is that
Well,
the new
so
name
it
now?
used to be Real Love and the Brothers. She did it with both of her brothers, but now it's just one brother.
No, just one brother. So it's
So-
Rita Love and
It's
Jayhawk.
Jayhawk.
So, yeah, thanks for coming. Appreciate you.
all right. Thank you.
All of it.
Thank you.